Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple months since I've uploaded. Been just waiting for the off season, and with the off season coming to an end, got about a week left by the time we're recording this video. Before the Clash heads off for the first time in a long time, Bowman Gray Stadium for the Cup Series. But until next week, which comes around very quickly, because this off season has flown by so fast. I'm going to be giving you my predictions for the 2025 season. And for this episode, I'm going to be doing the Truck Series, which is going to have a lot of jockeying for position. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my predictions for the 2025 season. Starting off with Tricon Garage, we got the usual 5 trucks. We got the 1 truck being fielded by 4 drivers this season. Starting off with William Sawalich. He's going to be doing the first 3 races of the season with Daytona, Atlanta, and Las Vegas. Next would be we got Brandon Jones, who's returned to the Toyota camp. He'll be doing 7 races. He'll be picking up his races at Homestead. And he'll also be doing Bristol, Rockingham, Texas, Kansas, Charlotte, and Pocono. And for William Sawalich, he'll be back in the truck at Nashville and then Watkins Glen as well. For Lawless Allen, yes, Lawless Allen, the driver who drove the 33 for William Brothers last year. He'll be full-time in ARCA for Venturini, but he'll be making 4 starts in the 1 truck for Tricon Garage. His races will be at Martinsville, Michigan, Darlington, and Talladega. And probably the biggest surprise of this group is Brent Cruz, who's a young prospect. He's 16. He's going to be 17 in March. He'll be doing the majority of the schedule, 9 races, I believe. He's going to be doing the short tracks and road courses, starting off at North Wilkesboro, then Lime Rock, IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, Richmond, Bristol, New Hampshire, the Charlotte Oval. That's going to be a nightmare. Martinsville, and then wrap it up the year in Phoenix. My predictions for the 1 truck. For William Sawalich, just get some laps, especially at Watkins Glen. That's going to be fairly new to everyone, basically. So they've ran this since 2021. Austin Hill won that race. It was Wayne Shorn with like 5 laps to go. So we're only going to be like 1 or 2 drivers that have actually been ran at Watkins Glen before, and it was like Matt Crafton. So that's going to be interesting to watch. For Brent Cruz, he's going to be someone to keep an eye on. He won't be in the foot truck until North Wilkesboro in May, so we won't get to see him for a while. But from what I've heard, he is a pretty good workhorse racer, so him and Lime Rock is going to be very interesting, since he'll be one of the very few drivers to have had experience at that track. And the Charlotte Oval is going to be interesting to see what he could do there. That's going to be a brand new track for everyone as well. Brandon Jones, I think he can sneak off a win, but I don't think he'll be able to win like 2 or 3. I think at least 1. Probably be Pocono, if I had to guess. Maybe Rockingham, because he's going to be getting a load of laps at that track. Especially, it's going to be brand new to basically everyone. So that's going to be awesome to see. And for Lawless Allen, he came so close to Talladega last year, pulling off that upset win. I think he finished 5th, which is the best career finish for him. But with him being full-time at ARCA, with him being focused on ARCA, I just hope Lawless can have some great runs in that 1 truck. I don't expect him to win. Hopefully he can get a top 10 at least. Maybe top 15, but that might be asking for too much, possibly. But who knows? We'll just see what happens. William Sawalich be in the first 2 races in that 1 truck, and then Brandon Jones be in race 4 at Homestead. Race 5 will be Martinsville for Lawless Allen, and then, like I said, Brent Cruz won't be until race 10 in North Wilkesboro. So that's your lineup for the 1 truck. Next, we got Tony Blydinger in the 5. She's very popular. She's not as popular as Haley Deegan, but she is popular, and she attracts sponsorship. She does. I don't know if she has a top 5 in ARCA in her career, but she brings in the funding and the money. So, my predictions for her, I don't see her making the playoffs. Top 15 probably be a stretch for her in the first season. So maybe top 20 at least. Hopefully, maybe improve throughout the year. Maybe get into the top 15 towards the end of the year. So we'll see how she does. It's gonna be a rough stretch for her though, that's for sure. Next, we got the man that should have won the championship in 2023, being Corey Heim in the 11. Self-explanatory, my predictions for him. Make it all the way to the championship 4. hopefully win the championship this time. He came close last year. Last year, probably could have won, but Tom Tedeschi was just a little bit better. But in 2023, he was destined to win the championship before Carson Hocevar happened. So hopefully, multiple wins, championship for anything less would be a disappointment for Corey Heim at this point, who shouldn't be in the Truck Series, but he should be in the Nash Series at this point. But that's neither here nor there. Next, we got Tanner Gray, who's also returning in the 15. He's been so close to making the playoffs the past couple seasons. Unfortunately, I think he'll be right around that spot again, right around the playoff bubble. He came so close to making the playoffs last year, but then he faltered right at the end at Richmond and Pocono. So I don't think he'll win. Just like I don't think Tony Prydig will win. I think Corey Heim out of these drivers, like Corey Heim is by far the best, honestly, and he's by far going to be probably the only one guaranteed to be in the playoffs. I think one of the other ones will probably be an upset between Tanner Gray, Tony Prydig, and the next driver I have on my list, Gio Ruggiero, who, from what I've heard, is a great prospect, replacing Taylor Gray in the 17 as he moves up to the National Series. Same thing with Tony Prydig. I don't think he's going to make the playoffs. I don't think he's going to win. He could shock some people, but I don't see him winning top 15 either. Maybe top 20. Kind of like Tony Prydig, going to take the safe approach, work your way up through the year, maybe get the top 15 towards the end. We'll see. That's it for Tricon. Next is Williams Brothers, as they announced, I say like a couple weeks ago at this point, that they acquired the number 2, which was from Web Racing. That means is Web Racing and Spire Motorsports have ended their partnerships. So that means Web Racing is no longer in the Truck Series, which is very disappointing to hear. So that means Williams Brothers picked up the number 2. They announced there will be 3 full-time trucks, with one of the trucks being the number 2 being full-time with multiple drivers. Cody Dennison, who I know nothing about, he's going to be part-time in that truck, and his first race will be Martinsville in the spring. So good luck to him, I guess. Next is the 22, the bringing of the 22 back. As far as I know, they have not announced a driver or multiple drivers of that truck, but it's going to be full-time, so wait and see on that. And then the only full-time driver, I believe, maybe, Frankie Muniz, which was already announced, he'll be in the 33. For all 3 of those trucks, my predictions, just get some laps in, get some experience, try not to wreck it on the first lap, and just try to do the best you can in very poor equipment. Lars Allen kind of showed out in that equipment, so I think maybe Frankie can have one of those moments as well. Next is Bettinger Racing, who bought Brett Holmes Racing at the end of last year and ran the last 2 races of the year with the 4 truck. I do not know if they're bringing the number 4 back, but currently they have not announced anything for 2025, so excuse me. So when Daytona rolls around in like 2-3 weeks, it's less than a month at this point, and they have announced nothing, so I just left them as unknown, so I really don't know what to say about them. Norm Benning in his 6 truck, he'll probably make like 1-2 starts, or try to anyway. Hopefully he makes the show. If he doesn't, oh well. Good to see Norm though, he's a legend. Eldora 2013 usually rings a bell for most people. Next is Spire Motorsports. They got 3 trucks currently full-time. There's rumor that they might be bringing a 4th truck to the track, part-time, being the 07 with multiple drivers, but that's not confirmed nor denied. It's just a rumor at this point. So until it's true, it's just a rumor. I'm really not going to go into much depth into that. We got the 7 truck being driven. It said, I thought it was like going to be part-time with multiple drivers, but the past couple years it's been full-time with multiple drivers. So I'm pretty sure it'll just be full-time with multiple drivers. So the only driver confirmed so far is Corey Day, who's a prospect for Hendrick Motorsports. I think he'll be in the truck for 9 races or something like that. I think his first race is Las Vegas in the spring. So he ran some truck races at the end of last year for McAnally in the 81 and 91 respectively, with HendrickCars.com as the sponsor, which will be the sponsor on his 7 truck for those races as well. So interesting to see what he can do. He's got some talent from my hood. Apparently, Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon are very high on him. So, if you got two of the current best drivers ever to do it, say that he's got some talent and he's got some problems in the future, and that means something. And that's what Rick Hendrick said. That gets your attention real quick. I believe Sammy Smith could be returning in that 7 truck as well. I don't know what starts he'll be making. I think he ran short tracks the majority last year, so expect him to be like in North Wilkesboro again or something like that. Kyle Busch, expect him to be back and do his 5 races. What those 5 races are, who knows? Kyle Busch will be extending that win record, that's for sure. After a miserable 2024. Maybe Michael McDowell maybe make a one-off start, maybe Watkins Glen, maybe. That would be awesome to see. Michael McDowell in a Spire truck. That'd be awesome. Maybe Connor Zilic as well, possibly. Who knows? That's just the drivers off the top of my head. Maybe Kyle Larson or Alex Bowman, maybe one-offs. Who knows? Next is Waja Caruth, announced to be returned to the 71 truck full-time. Excuse me, for Waja, he had a pretty good year last year. He won a race failure the year in Las Vegas. He didn't get back to victory lane after that, but he kept it going. He kept getting top 5s, top 10s. He started clicking where the playoffs started. Almost made it to the round of Championship 4. He made it to the round of 8, but unfortunately, it was a little too short on that end. But I think that he will break out this year. I think he can get at least 2 or 3 wins maybe at this point. Definitely 1 for sure. Maybe 2 or 3 for me. And he won't have his normal crew chief, as Chad Walter will be moving over to the 77 for reigning ARCA Menard Series champion Andres Perez de Lara. So, I believe Kevin Bono Mannion, who was the crew chief of the 2 truck for Rev Racing, will be crew chief for Chad Walter. Chad Walter was Waja's crew chief, but Kevin Bono Mannion will be the new crew chief of Waja. So, if Kevin Bono can get Vic Sanchez to his 2 wins in trucks and Daytona and Charlotte, I think he can make some problems out of Waja. But for Andres Perez de Lara, he made 2 starts in the Truck Series last year while winning the ARCA Championship with no victories, with 10 top 5s, 17 top 10s, and 20 starts, I believe. Which, that's pretty good for ARCA standards. Especially they only do 20 races. But it was just announced a couple days ago, but it's basically one of the worst kept secrets so far. So for him, I don't expect him to win. Maybe get some top 10s. Maybe contend for some top 10s. Maybe a top 5 here or there. Like I said, Chad Walters is crew chief, so he'll be a fringe playoff contender. I don't think he'll make the playoffs, but he'll be like around like the 11th to 13th or 14th position range. So it's gonna be close, but I don't see Andres Perez making the playoffs. Next, we got CR7 Motorsports. We got Grant Enfinger in the 9, who made it all the way to the Championship 4 last year. He was the worst at the 4 by a little bit, but surprisingly, he made the Championship 4 last year. He won 2 races, Talladega and Homestead, back-to-back races. Made it to the Championship 4, like I said. I don't think he'll make it to the Championship 4 this year, but he should definitely make the playoffs for sure, especially with that alliance with McAnally. So, him and that 9 team, they were clicking in. I think he said started in North Wilkesboro. That's when they started clicking off. Will Jeff Stankiewicz is his crew chief. So, I'm pretty sure he'll be back in the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back in the round of 8 at least. Don't think he'll make the Championship 4, but it'll be close. Next, we got Jimmy Joe Cobb in the 10. Expect he'll probably a Daytona, Talladega, maybe a home track in Kansas. Other than that, don't really see her that much anyway. Next, we got ThorSport. They haven't announced anything, but this is usually how they do it. This is how they usually do it. They usually wait till like the very end of off season to announce their 2025 plans. Why? I don't know. That's just how they roll, I guess. So currently the 2024 drivers are still up there on the roster, which I think will be the 2025 drivers, which are Jake Garcia in the 13, Matt Craft in the 88, Tom Jeske in the 98, and Ben Rhodes in the 99, with the 5th truck part-time being the 66. For For Jake Garcia, he was very disappointing last year. But again, he was only 19, so we still got the ceiling to go. he still got a ceiling above him. He was very talented and impressive in that 35 truck when he was driving for McAnally. Why Bill kicked him out of the truck, who knows. I guess he wasn't living up to the standards of Christian Eckes, I guess. I don't know. But never really gave him time to prosper. But anyway. Jake, like I said, Jake was very disappointing. Basically a sophomore slump, if you will. He was definitely overshadowed by Tom Majeski and Ben Rhodes. So hopefully Jake can come back better than ever. Hopefully get some good ones. He really is, like I said, he's very disappointing, but he's still young. He's younger than me, so that tells you something. So I think he'll be a threat. Maybe in the future, probably not next year though. He'll probably be another French playoff contender. Matt Crafton, who I think is the oldest driver in the field. I think he's like 48 now. No disrespect to Matt Crafton, but I think it's time for him to hang up the helmet because he's just filling in a spot that he just doesn't need to be in anymore. I mean, no disrespect to Matt Crafton. He's a 3-time champion, but he hasn't won a race since 2020 at Kansas. And he was better than Jake, but not by much. And he missed the playoffs for the first time in his career since they debuted the playoffs in 2016. So that was a shock. Like, he barely made the playoffs last year. So he's just been getting worse and worse over the past few years. So I feel like it's time for him to hang up the helmet, but that's just my opinion. And unfortunately, I don't see him making the playoffs again this year. I had him barely making the playoffs last year, and he barely missed it. So I don't see him making the playoffs again this year. On the side note, his teammate, the 2024 champion Tom Majeski, who I would say thanks to Christian Eckes, gave him the championship, because if Taylor Gray would have won Martinsville, Tom Majeski wouldn't be champion. I think Corey Haim would be champion. So Christian will have to deal with that when he goes over the National Series next year, but that's besides the point. Point is, the reigning champion Tom Majeski, I think he won 4 races last year? It was single digits for sure. It was like 4 or something. Actually, it might have been 3. Because he won Richmond. He won IRP. It might have been 3. Yeah, I think it might have been 3. But he should definitely win multiple races again. He should make the championship 4 again. Try to defend his championship. So I think he can really show what he can do in the playoffs again. Especially he's got a road course in there now. New Hampshire suits him very well. It's a flat oval in the round of 10, so that's gonna prove him real well. Martinsville's in the round of 8 still. The Charlotte Roval's in there. Seems to be a pretty decent road racer. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the championship 4 again. Ben Rhodes, he's been second fiddle to Ty. For some reason, he somehow lucks his way into... He's like the Joe the guy on the Truck Series. He has an awful year, and in 2023, he wins the championship. Like, really? Dude was basically an afterthought for ThorSport, and yet he somehow wins the championship. He's basically, like I said, the Joe the guy on the Truck Series, which is crazy. That's the playoff format for you, I guess. And last year, he I think he was the first reigning champion to not make the round of 8 in the Truck Series. So that's disappointing. He barely made the playoffs again, so he didn't win a race last year either. So I don't see him winning a race, and I don't see him getting too far in the playoffs. If he makes the playoffs, I think he will, based on points, but I mean, how the playoffs are set up, you got to win. And he just hasn't done that. He did it once at Charlotte in 2023, but that's it. He has 1 win in 2 years. In Truck Series, that's unacceptable, especially at a top-tier ride like ThorSport. Like, that's one of the best trucks in the field. arguably. Disappointing for Ben, unfortunately. And then the 66 truck, it was part-time by Connor Jones last year. He had that penalty at Homestead when he dumped Matt Mills, basically sent him to the hospital. Got suspended for at Martinsville. Apparently on the team's roster, he is not there, but on his bio on Twitter or something like that, he still is a driver at Thor Sports. So I don't know. Fans are just saying that Thor Sports kicked him out, and his bio says different. So I don't know if he is still in that 66 team. Who knows? Although he's got a very bad reputation, so is what it is. Next is Hattori with the 16. They attempted 3 races last year with Eric Almirola and North Wilkesboro. They failed to qualify because of Mother Nature. Qualifying got rained out. Johnny Sauter attempted the race, I think, 2 or 3 times. He ran Talladega. He was supposed to win Martinsville, but like I said, due to Con Jones getting suspended, he went over filled him in the 66 with Landon Lewis filling for him in the 16 for the Hattori. Unfortunately, had mechanical issues, so feel bad for Landon there. Whether that truck comes back again in 2025 remains to be seen, so who knows. So I'm going to just skip that. Next is McAnally, which has been on the up and up the past couple of years, which is really awesome to see. Got Tyler Ankrum returning in the 18. I believe Mike Hillman. Well, is it Mike Hillman or Mark Harmon? Mark Hillman. Mark Hillman. I think it's Mark Hillman, his crew chief. He started off the year really good. Like it was the best start he's had to a season in a long time, and then it kind of drizzled out like in the spring and summer. He just had bad luck and really wasn't on the level of his teammate Christian Eckes. But he started off the year great. Almost won Las Vegas in the spring. Made it to the round of 8, which was awesome to see. It's just that he lost the speed at the beginning of the year and never really got it back. Excuse me. So, whether I think he can win a race, probably on a road course. He's a very talented road course racer. Excuse me. So, I think he can win a race. It's just the team needs to, when they start off hot, they need to continue that momentum throughout the season, not just fizzle out at the middle of the year and then never get it back and be an afterthought for the rest of the year. If they got to start off really hot like they did last year, then they got to keep the momentum going. And they didn't keep the momentum going. They lost the momentum and never got it back. So hopefully they get that momentum back and back up and going, and hopefully he gets to win a race and makes the playoffs, and hopefully gets to make it to the round of 8 at least. Next is Daniel Hemrick, who is returning to the Truck Series for the first time since 2015? It's been 10 years since I think Daniel Hemrick was in the Truck Series. Man, that was a long time ago. I think he drove the 19 for Brad Keselowski, if I remember correctly, in 2014, 2015. And then he went up to the National Series to drive for RCR in 2016. No, it was 2017. So, yeah. First time in the Truck Series in a long time, but he's achieved a good bit since then. He's won a championship, he's won a race, and he's been in the Cup Series for a couple seasons. So he's got Cup experience. So he's gonna be one of the veterans of the series now. I think he can win maybe a couple races. I don't think he'll do what Christian Eckes did and finish top 10 on all but one race. I don't think he'll do that. But being in the number 1 truck, essentially the 19, I think he could win a couple races and lead to make the playoffs with ease, and get to the round of 8 with ease. Whether he makes the championship 4 or not remains to be seen, but who knows. Daniel Hemrick should have I think he'll have a great year in the trucks, that's for sure. Next is Connor Mosack in the 81. This man deserves the opportunity that he's getting here full-time in the Truck Series, because he ran some part-time races with Sam Hunt and Junior Motorsports and Joki's Racing in the National Series on road courses. And he showed out on road courses. He's a road racer. And he got 4 top 10 finishes in the Truck Series last year for Spire. So while doing part-time for Spire and Nice Motorsports. So, including a third-place finish in Homestead on fuel mileage. So, he can, I think he's going to be really underrated this year. And he's going to be one of the threats for Rookie of the Year, I feel like, as well. I think he'll be able to sneak off a win, but it'll probably be on the road course like Lime Rock, Watkins Glen, or Shard Wolfle. Since they're the 3 road courses, I think he'll be able to get maybe with his road racing background, he'll be able to sneak off a win. And like I said, McAnally is probably one of the best rides you can get. So for him, is an incredible opportunity. I really wish him the best of luck. I think he's really going to make the best out of his effort there in McAnally in the 81 for sure. Like I said, I think he'll make the playoffs, but I think he'll sneak his way in with a win on a road course. And he should do really good in that 81 truck from McAnally. And he's going to have Daniel Dice crew chief, too, who helped him in the playoffs last year. So he's got a crew chief that knows how to get it done. Last but not least, we got Jack Wood in the 91 from McAnally. While Grant Anfinger was winning 2 or 3 races a year, and he was barely cracking the top 10 in GMS equipment, I don't expect much out of Jack Wood. And he was I think he was full-time in ARCA last year for Rev Racing, and I don't think he won a race. No, that was 2023. Last year he was full-time in ARCA with McAnally in the ARCA West Series. And again, I don't think he won. So I don't expect much out of Jack Wood. Don't think he's going to make the playoffs. Don't think he's going to win that well, to be honest with you. So I don't see him making the playoffs at all. I think he's just be like a field filler at this point. Kind of sad, because I had high hopes for him when he was in KBM equipment, and he did not do anything in that truck. Only got 1 top 10 in KBM equipment. How do you do that? I'm sorry. That is unacceptable. 1 top 10 finish in a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck in 2023. That is just pitiful and unacceptable. Very disappointing. Next, we got Dawson Sutton for Wackley War. He'll be in the 26 full-time. I believe his father is the owner of the Wackley Roofing Company. That's going to be sponsoring the team and truck, so not surprised. He did better than Ty Dillon last year, so I guess that's a good thing. Hopefully he'll do better than Ty Dillon this year. Don't see him making the playoffs. I can see him having some good ones on short tracks, but that's pretty much it. Nothing special. He's going for Rookie of the Year as well. I think it's going to be like Connor Mosack and maybe Tony Bidenko and Gio Ruscio for Rookie of the Year, honestly. I think Connor have it currently on paper. Connor has it locked up. Also, Christian Rose is going for Rookie of the Year. We'll get to him in a minute. But, yeah, it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Next is Frontwell Motorsports. They did not start off great with Lane Riggs last year, but towards the end of the year, Lane and that 38 team put on a clinic. Winning back-to-back races, getting his first 2 career wins at Milwaukee Mile and Bristol. They finished second at Kansas to Corey Heim. If he made the playoffs, he would probably be a threat for the title. He definitely would have been a threat for the title. And for Lane, I think he will make the playoffs this time. I had him make the playoffs last year with how disappointing his beginning of the year was. He made up for the end of the year, that's for sure. So he was definitely the best playoff spoiler. So I think this time he'll make the playoffs, and I think he'll get into the playoffs with a win. He's really good at short tracks, just like Tom Majeski. So expect him to be up front on Richmond, Bristol, New Hampshire even. So he's going to be a threat, that's for sure, on those short tracks. And maybe even the bigger tracks, too, not just short tracks. He was really good in the intermediates, too. So it's just super speed races is Achilles' heel, which I don't blame him. It's everyone's Achilles' heel. It's just basically pure luck with those Daytona, Talladega, even Atlanta. So it is what it is. I don't blame him for that. But that's not all for Frontwell. They're having a second truck full-time. And it's going to be Chandler Smith behind the wheel. I feel bad for Chandler because he did so good in Joe Gibbs Racing Equipment in the Nash Series. 2 wins, like 20 top 10s, 20, 21, like the most in the series. Barely missed out on the championship 4. And he gets demoted because he's not a paid driver. He's like one of those drivers that has talent and has a little sponsorship, but he doesn't have a lot of sponsorship. And unfortunately, that's what the way business is nowadays. Gotta bring in the big bucks. Gotta bring in the money. If you don't have the money, you can't have a ride. That's unfortunate. But luckily for Front Row, with them having the second truck, don't know what his number is. I believe it'd be the 34, as history shows. 2 years ago at Talladega with Brett Moffitt when they brought the 34 out. History shows it'd be the 34, although it's not confirmed what number he'll be in. But he should definitely, without a doubt, be like Lane Riggs, contending for wins, competing for the championship, possibly being the championship 4. Definitely should be a threat next year, that's for sure. Him and Corey Haim are going to have some great battles next year. And the little scuffle they had at Atlanta last summer, when Corey Haim did not go with Chandler Smith for the win, push him to the win in Atlanta in the National Series. Those two are going to have a good battle on the track for the trucks, that's for sure. Next, we got Niece Motorsports. You got the 41 truck. Don't know. I think it's going to be part-time with Ross Chastain, maybe doing 5 races in it. I don't know what's going on with Bailey Curry. He was very disappointing the past year in that 41 truck. Got like 2 top 10s or 1 top 10 the whole season, which is a disappointment. So, don't know what Bailey Curry's future is. Don't know what the future for the 41 truck is, so who knows. Next is Matt Mills in the 42. He'll be back for another year in the 42 truck for Nice. He was also kind of disappointing last year, but he did get a top 5 at Charlotte, coming home 4th, which was the best career finish for him. So that's a win. If they could bring that kind of speed to the track, week in and week out, he'd probably be a dark horse playoff contender. Honestly, maybe sneak off a win, maybe, but time will tell. Next, like I mentioned, we got Christian Rose in the 44. He was full-time at ARCA with AM Racing in the 32 car. Got only like 5 top 5s and like 29 top 10s. He didn't win, obviously, because he's not one of the big teams in ARCA, but got a couple top 5s out of it, and like 5 of them. He's going to be mid at best. This will be the first time I think the 44 has been full-time for that team, so I don't expect much out of Christian. You might have a pop-up one here and there, but I don't see much out of Christian, honestly. So we'll see what he does, though. It's a nice opportunity for him for his full year in trucks, so it should be interesting what he can do. And then we got Kate Honeycutt in the 45, the big number 1 truck, I guess you call it. He was really good in his part-time starts last year. I think he got 2, 3 top 5s, both 4th place finishes at both Kansas races. He definitely should have been. He was a threat for the spring one, that's for sure. So, I think he could sneak off a win. He's also another one of those short track races that knows how to get it done on there. I think he won the Snowball Derby too, in December. So, like I said, he knows how to get it done. That's for sure. Next is the 51 truck. It was a screenshot that went around like months ago of a 51 Toyota, and I don't know if it's a new team. I don't know if it's an old team coming back. I don't know. I have it on my list here, but I've just left it as unknown, so it's just a blank for me. So don't know if it'll be on track or not. Who knows? Next is Stuart Friesen in the 52 truck. He was okay. He was he was like a back marker playoff contender. Not back marker. Fringe playoff contender is what I should say. Unfortunately, with no dirt races on the schedule, I don't see him winning a race. Hopefully, he does some good. Hopefully. In the truck series, that's for sure. Maybe he was competing for the playoff spot last year. Maybe he'll probably be in the same spot again. Unfortunately, I don't see him making the playoffs. So, it'd be cool to see him make the playoffs. He's a really cool guy, cool dude. So, we'll see how he does next year. Next, we got Timmy Hill with Hill Motorsports in his own 56 truck. I don't know what happened, but I guess they just can't produce results when they're full-time. Because I remember he finished top 5 at Martinsville in 2019 in that truck. I don't know. I guess it's just the equipment holding him back. Because I know Timmy can get most out of his equipment, that's for sure. But I just don't know why that success, that little bit of success that he had, hasn't shown in the couple seasons he's been in trucks. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully the team gets better throughout the year. Hopefully they produce some great results. Next we got FRE, or Freedom Racing Enterprises. I think that's what they're called. They've been bringing 2 trucks to the track. Still one full-time, and the second would be part-time. The part-time truck would be the 67. Don't know. It'd probably be with 1 driver, multiple drivers. Don't know. All I know is just going to be part-time. And then Spencer Boyd in the 76. Returning. It was basically confirmed at the end of last year that he would be returning to that 76 for another year. Excuse me. He had a couple top 10s. Snuck in a couple top 10s at super speedways at Daytona. I think it might be his only one, actually. But that's great for Spencer. So maybe sneak off another top 10 at a super speedway and just get some good results and get the truck home in one piece, and hopefully not damage the truck at all. That's for sure. And last but not least on my list, we got Parker Kligerman for Henderson Motorsports in the 75. Announced not that long ago that he'd be full-time in the National Series booth for the CW with Adam Alexander and Jamie McMurray. So maybe and with him being in the booth for for those National Series races, he'll hop in the truck for a few races this year, and maybe gets a little knowledge on the track for the CW. That'd be great for the beginning of that partnership. For Parker, I think he'll be running like super speedways and road courses. Just select races. I think he's going to try to do like 10 races. I think is what they said on the little stuff on the little post that I read. So Parker doing some races. That'd be great. Maybe he can sneak off a win. Maybe on a road course or super speedway. He's very talented. Still mad that he didn't get that National Series win that he rightfully deserved at the Charlotte Oval, but it is what it is. Should have had at least a couple wins at that point in the National Series, and that for Big Machine Racing, that 48 car, but it's unfortunate, but he seems like he's pretty satisfied with his career, so he's a really likable guy, and I'm happy that he gets to do an analyst job. That's going to be great for him. He's been on Pit Road as a reporter for NBC for a couple years now, so I think he'd be a great addition to the CW booth, that's for sure. And for those truck races, I think he'll sneak off a win, maybe a super speedway or a road course. So I can't wait to see what Parker can do in that 75 truck, that's for sure. And there you have it. That's my 2025 predictions for the Truck Series. That's all the drivers currently confirmed. I don't know. There'll probably more confirmed throughout the year and before Daytona rolls around. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the video, ring the bells can notify if I upload. And let me know in the comments what y'all think for the drivers in 2025 Truck Series season I'm going to do. Leave me your predictions in the comments down below. I'll be sure to check them out and respond to y'all wherever I can. Alrighty guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one. See ya.